People of Reddit, when is one time you have felt genuine 100% fear? I was flying an airliner. We were maybe 1,000 above the ground while on approach to land at a smaller airport. There were thunderstorms in the area and we ended up in a microburst with zero visibility. We got a wind shear warning in the cockpit and started to go around. At full throttle and the nose up, we were still sinking at around 400 feet per minute. Everything seemed to be running in slow motion. Both me and the other pilot were running through our required actions and call-outs due to the training. In the back of my mind, all I could think about was I can't see the ground and we are falling. I know there is a hill out here somewhere. This is where I am going to die. The plane got down to around 400 feet off the ground before it finally started to climb. This was the most fear I had ever felt in my life. Shit, that's hella scary. Imagine the passengers in the back. I had a really weird flight too. I was flying from Los Angeles to Minneapolis. It was a super clear night. But right as we started off, we experienced turbulence. 1 hour into the flight, there was still constant turbulence. The fasten seatbelts warning noise kept on going off. At that point, the flight attendants came out to give everyone free snacks and water. 2 hours later, we were still experiencing constant turbulence. I could feel the plane changing elevation constantly. I noticed it was so clear you could see the stars and city lights of Denver sparkling as we passed over. We had turbulence all the way to Minnesota. I was landing in Phoenix, AZIRC, for a layover. I've never felt a plane get hammered by turbulence so hard. When the flight attendant let out a small panicked noise, looked outside with a scared look and grabbed hold of something to help herself stand, that was the green light for me to freak the fuck out. Never flies again. The time I got into bed with my girlfriend and immediately started coughing up blood. Ran into the bathroom and held onto the sink for dear life. Every breath I tried to take, I just ended up wheezing more blood out of my lungs. By the time the ambulance got there, I had pretty much come to terms that this was how I died. Then it slowed down and finally stopped by the time I got to the ER. Long story short, it turned out to be Hodgkin's lymphoma. Had chemo for 6 months and am cured now with minimal repercussions. Scariest time of my life. Did you feel unwell before that, or did it literally just 0 to 60 on you? I'm glad you're doing well now, smiley face. Fuck cancer. Yes, fuck cancer. And I did feel off for a while. Yes, I remember waking up one morning in August with a slight pain in my chest. Thought I hurt myself moving stuff the day before, so I didn't think of it much, but it stuck around. Eventually my body started to get really itchy too. Later found out that was a symptom. Never would have guessed. But other than being skinny, itchy, and the pain in my chest, I felt okay. Definitely caught me by surprise when it happened, but after I was diagnosed it started to make sense. I thought everyone just felt that shitty. When I was trying to sleep at around 3 and felt someone press on my bed. Then bag on the chair started shaking. Then again I felt something on my bed. Finally I had the courage to switch on light and found a giant rat on my bed. Damn. Did you keep him? I think he's the rat's pet now. It's ALGERDON. I once had a hamster escape her cage once. She was lost for weeks. One night I thought my brother was fucking with me by dragging his fingers over my face while I was asleep. This was like 3 a.m. I brush it aside and then 5 minutes later it happens again, so in an effort to catch him off guard I very quickly grab his hand with my eyes still closed. Grabbed fur instead, and it was my hamster. Little dude had been crawling around looking for food and climbed up my bed and onto my face. Another few days go by and we later found a nest behind our bookcases and a couple dead baby hamsters, crying face. Update: since everyone is freaking out BC, I might have started a hamster wild rat hybrid. We had 2 hamsters. Male and female. Sorry, grinning face with sweat. Was there no weird smell? All that shit and piss. And dead hamsters. I think that happened to me a few times. I kept feeling something walk on my bed and even step on me. I would get up and turn the lights on but didn't see anything. I've always called it my ghost kitty, but now I realize it was probably a rat that ran under the bed when I got up. I lived in the country and it could have been anything. I still will always think of it as ghost kitty that came to keep me company. I was riding my bike home from work along a pretty busy main road. I live in the city. I got to a downhill and started to pick up pace when I noticed a brown snake, which are very deadly, lying across the bike just lane ahead of me. There was a car in the lane next to me and it was too late to stop. But I somehow managed to dodge the snake and kept riding. About 50 meters later, just as I thought I was safe, I heard a very loud hissing and felt something rush past my leg and thought the snake had somehow caught up and bitten me. It turns out my back tire burst, but in the moment I was absolutely terrified. Imagine a snake slithering after you at 23 miles per hour. That would be something. I'm gonna go ahead and choose to not imagine that. I got alcohol poisoning and it didn't hit till I was on a train. I had gone to the train bathroom to throw up. But I was dry heaving and I didn't have water. And I could feel myself starting to black out. I was so fucked up I couldn't even see straight enough to figure out how to open the door. And I started to think, oh my god. I'm going to die in a train bathroom with my skirt hiked up. They're going to take pictures of this, oh my god, people are going to see me like this. It was the most afraid for my life I've ever been. Not because I was going to die, but because I was going to die alone. In a train bathroom. Because I was too stupid to stop doing shots. As I started to see spots, someone grabbed me by the hair, forced a water bottle between my lips and was like, swallow, and I did. And I puked. And I did again. And I puked. And he got another bottle and did the same. And we went like that until I held down a few sips. And blood started flowing to my head again. He got off at my stop and walked me home. Waited while I threw up a couple times. And made sure my boyfriend was there to take care of me when I got home. The whole time, he was just bitching at me. Just a non-stop flow of, do you understand how much of a burden you've put on other people? I am going to be 3 hours late getting home cause I missed my stop making sure you were all right. This is irresponsible. You need to take better care of yourself. Learn your limits. And for fuck's sake, if you're not going to do that, at least wear pants. Just non-stop. He was right. On all counts. Of course. That's what I love about Boston. People are assholes. All of them. But they're assholes that look out for one another. Very few people meet their guardian angel in person. It's true. I swear when I picture him in my mind's eye it's Bill Burr. He was a balding ginger with a heavy accent. Greater than the whole time. He was just bitching at me. People are assholes. All of them. But they're assholes that look out for one another. Take that sip of water, you bitch. Ha. Do you like it? Swallow all of it like a good girl. This ought to be in a sitcom. You like that water, you fucking retard. When my mom and then 5-year-old brother got in an ATV accident. They were driving slow through the woods and a large, dead tree fell alongside the trail, knocking down a smaller tree, which hit them both in the head. Freak accident. My other brother and I were outside filling the pool and we heard my mom yelling something. I didn't know what it was, but my stomach dropped. We both ran to the head of the trail across the yard. And she was carrying my little brother, both covered in blood. She ran half of that mile-long trail carrying him. They were both in the hospital for a week. Mom got some stitches in her face. And my brother's skull was shattered, requiring surgery and a metal plate put in. He's graduating high school next year and doing well. This reminds me of another story that happened just a few summers ago. My former college roommate, current best friend and I are avid hikers and like to do the more difficult hikes in the greater tri-state area NJ. NY. PA for those not in the know. We were doing our second trip up Mount Tammany, which is a rather steep and strenuous hike up a mountain with a great view of the Delaware River right on the NJ-PA border. After the difficult climb to the top, it's a slow and steady walk back down to the trailhead that passes by this lovely creek. We were around a mile away from getting back to the car and a few hundred feet away from the nearest other hiker. And we heard a loud asterisk asterisk crack asterisk asterisk out in front of us asterisk asterisk. Asterisk asterisk. It sounded just like a gunshot. This was the week of one of several large mass shootings in the US that year. So we exchanged a nervous laugh and kept walking forward. We go another 30 yards or so before we heard it again. This time a rapid fire asterisk 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 crack. Crack. Crack asterisk asterisk asterisk, and I felt pieces of wood hit my face. I froze in fear at that moment, thinking some crazy motherfucker brought an AR-15 to this fairly well-traveled hiking trail and is going all Viet Cong on us. Then my friend points to my left to this giant pine tree. It had rained a fuck ton that spring, summer, and the outcrop that the tree had decided to make its home had eroded away too much to support the weight of the tree. So the tree had started to lean, then buckle under its own weight right down the middle. We stood there watching as large cracks formed at the base of the tree. A crowd had started to form watching it all go down with us. Eventually gravity won the day and the crowd of approximately 20 hikers and us watched as this 100-feet tree crashed down into and over the creek to our left. Luckily no one was hurt since it fell away from the trail. But before I knew that it was a tree succumbing to gravity, I for certain thought we were going to be the victims of a woodland mass shooting.